Siddur Snippet Series is generously sponsored by the Saka family and by Ayelet and Avram Foreman. We are at the end of the bracha of V'LiYerushalayim. Last night we spoke about Binyan Olam. What does it mean? Our hope is that Hashem will bring the third Beis Hamikdash, unlike the first two, which were temporary and fleeting. The third will be permanent and forever. And Binyan Olam, it takes the whole Olam. Everybody in the world needs to contribute their brook. Everybody needs to contribute their merit in order to bring it. And then the bracha concludes somewhat surprisingly. V'chisei David meher l'socha tachin, establish the throne of David HaMelech quickly in this Yerushalayim, which is going to be built. And why is it surprising that we're invoking this theme or this request, Davki here? It's surprising because what's the next bracha? Malchus Beis David. The entire next bracha in the Amida, as Semach David Avdecha, is a bracha to restore the Malchus, the kingship, the monarchy of David HaMelech. So if it gets its own bracha, has its own theme, it's coming up, then why do we have to include it here? Why does it get packed in at the end of V'LiYerushalayim? Why don't we say, why are we mentioning and invoking V'chisei David mehera l'socha tachin? So this is not my question, and it's not a new question. This question was asked to none other than the Bach, Rav Yoel Sirks, in his commentary on the Torah and Shulchan Aruch, Arachaim Kuf Yud Ches. The Bach wonders this question: why are we invoking Malchus Beis David if it gets its own bracha, the very next bracha? And the Bach answers the following, very powerful, very important. Because even though independent, separately, it deserves its own bracha, we're davening, we're longing for Mashiach, who descends from the lineage of David HaMelech, to restore the Davidic dynasty. We're longing for it, and that deserves its own bracha. But what Anshe Knesset Agdola wanted us to understand is that Yerushalayim, absent David HaMelech, the monarchy, the kingship being returned, is an incomplete Yerushalayim. And here's a kavanah, here's something to think about in this snippet. Our longing, our bracha V'LiYerushalayim Yircha, is not a bracha for the Waldorf and the Inbal and the Plaza. It's not a bracha for the best restaurants all over Yerushalayim. It's not a bracha for incredible Simchas Beis HaShoeva. It's not a bracha for summer trips to Israel. Yerushalayim. And we're living in miraculous times. The 6-Day War, the return of Yerushalayim to be the undivided eternal capital of our people forever is nothing short of a miracle for which we must be so grateful. But as long as Yerushalayim still has elements and ideas and events and parades, as long as Yerushalayim is not a place of pure holiness and sanctity, is not driven and governed by Torah ideals, Yerushalayim is a place that still struggles, that still has dark moments. Yerushalayim without David HaMelech, because what is David HaMelech? The longing for David HaMelech is a longing for returning of Malchus Beis David from Mashiach. So Yerushalayim is not just the skyscrapers and the new buildings. They're extraordinary, they're beautiful, they're wonderful. And Alavai, the people who buy the apartments in it, should be there more than a couple weeks a year. And Mirz Hashem, we should all be there permanently. But the growth of Yerushalayim, the ultimate dream and ambition for Yerushalayim, is not about the real estate, and it's not about the skyscrapers. The ultimate dream of Yerushalayim is David HaMelech, is Malchus Beis David, is Mashiach, is Yerushalayim becoming that place from which all the light is spread out throughout the entire world. We want Kisei David. Kisei David is a request for Shechina, because when will we earn, when will we merit, when will David HaMelech be back, his descendants, the Malchus, be returned? When we are worthy, and when Mashiach comes. When Mashiach comes. David HaMelech, when he ruled, was unlike any other ruler. For example, the Gemara in Brachos Daf Daled tells us other kings were sleeping in the morning. David HaMelech was busy. Zichru guys still remember Brachos Daf Daled. David HaMelech was busy with answering shilas for Klal Yisrael. David HaMelech was busy, immersed in Torah. Other kings have palaces. Other kings have chests of gold and jewels. Jewish kings have 2 Sifrei Torah. The one they go out with, the one they stay back with. But Jewish kings are not busy with conquering land, conquering riches, and fame and fortune. Jewish kings are busy with redeeming the world, transforming the world. David HaMelech was answering shilas. David HaMelech, every melech has to have their Sefer Torah, the 2 Sifrei Torah. That's what we're longing for. That's what we're waiting for. We're seeing part of our tefillah of Yerushalayim be fulfilled and be answered. And for that we have to express incredible gratitude to the Ribbono Shel Olam. So much so that there was a big halachic discussion and shuvas that are written. Nachem, that we just said this week on Tisha B'Av, there were shilas, can we say Nachem the way we always have? It's describing a city that's not actually reality. Nachem, if you knew what you were saying, Nachem is saying it's a desolate, destroyed, empty, barren, neglected city. Yerushalayim's on fire. You could not go to Yerushalayim. You could go every other month and you'll see new hilltops, new communities, new towers, new buildings, new attractions, new kololim, new yeshivas, new markets, new malls, That's not Nachem. There's a whole halachic discussion. Can you say something not true? Why do we still say Nachem? And it's very much the same answer. Because even with all that, that's not the only measure of and our only ambition for Yerushalayim. We want, what's our hope and dream? Our hope and dream is for Yerushalayim. V'chisei David meheira l'socha tachin. So yes, it's the next bracha, says the Bach. And yes, it's deserving of its own bracha. But even the bracha of Yerushalayim would be incomplete if it didn't culminate and end with V'chisei David meheira l'socha tachin. A Yerushalayim without Malchus Beit David is Nishken Yerushalayim. It's not Yerushalayim that we're longing for. And so as much as we appreciate how far we've come, we see how far we have to go until the day that Malchus Beis David will be returned. Mirz Hashem b'meira v'yamin.